cancel on Ursa.
Yeah,
Just
I
quick
don't miss them.
aggression.
Those were stupid.
There from Yaptor.
Step lively now.
yeah.
Your admiral is on board.
Really having a tough time kind of pitching and banging there. But first blood's going to be drawn there. Emo getting credit for it, taking out Puppy as there was a rotation over towards mid from the top. So that leads to the 3v2. They get an there, just knowing where he's at. The vision's there. Yapzor now. See if he can survive. Kind of off the pass. Meanwhile, mid in over to try and get a kill here on the Emo. He's forced to tether away and he's going to lose.
Radiant's
It's a lot of
bottom
goal
tower
for the
is
Alchemist
under
there as well.
attack.
Oh, Io just relocating back to heal up mana and health.
Invisibility.
Why not? And he finishes Aghanim Scepter already.
Secret. Yeah, and I'm wondering if that's going to be enough to really turn this around. He's really getting into a bad spot. He's going to tether over onto the Abaddon. He's got on the side, pull it back with the X as well as the bow coming through the corner. Emo in trouble. He's getting quite low. Emo versus 8 on this, but it's not looking good for Flyby. They get the corner bump. It's ending up a 1-for-1. Just a 1-for-1 for now. The Secret and We might get another one off Ali as he tries to run away from Zai, who ends up getting hit with the Earth Spike. Tries to turn this around and then roll with a finger. So Kaka getting that kill on the Zai. Too deep, and they've got the shackle to follow it up. That would have been too far. Now here comes Wide Open in the other direction. Starting off with Kaka, landing on a 2. Yapso and Scott, Fatu to follow. IG, that fight did not look like it was theirs to take. Point, he's really doing a good job so far on this line. He actually leads all supports in terms of network picks. Going forward, there's the Hex as well as the shackles on the lane for the tree. He followed it up with an Earth Spike back with the X, so he'll be okay. They'll take up the tier 4 tower mid, and IG, 16 minutes into the game in an alpha game, they have a little bit of a net worth lead, and of course, as I finish that sentence, jumps the other way.
Might be selective memory here, but I don't remember Kaka being on another hero than Shadow Shaman and Lion for like the past, I don't know, 10 games or so. Am I wrong there, or?
He's really performing quite well. He's definitely played Phoenix.
He has, hasn't he? Yeah, so it must be a case of selective memory. Just like when I cry about not getting my runes. All selective memory, guys. Life is not actually that bad. Fields, good man. Gotta be positive, Nico. Always gotta be positive.
Though doesn't feel that good. And then you look at what's next. It's 3 heroes on the side of IG.
Smoke into Roshan.
They're sharing the map pretty well.
With Ranger making space, probably gonna
Snowball coming in. They get the Jade. They look over at Ollie. Fortunate that he gets caught out. Well, not gonna land.
Roshan has fallen to the dive.
That leaves the Aegis available for IG to take. So JT sacrifices himself, but that's an Aegis for IG.
Pretty advanced play. I mean, it was all calculated, obviously. Like, best case scenario, he was trying to TP out is that he gets out, of course, but it was a well-worth sacrifice. Like, that Roshan, that Aegis, can easily go into the hands of Secret 2. They managed to win a team fight. So, good job. Well done by them. They have 1 Heaven's Halberd, almost 2 Heaven's Halberds up. It's gonna make it quite tough for the Ursa to really take these team fights until they get this BKB.
Right, and I was gonna ask about that. Do you think, like, obviously it's worth it to have both Heaven's Halberds in terms of countering this Ursa, but do you want your Alp building into the Heaven's Halberd? Would you have rather him use that farm for something else?
It's gonna be a tough call. Like, they are gonna have a very strong mid-game timing because of those Heaven's Halberds, but if that doesn't pay off, then their like late-game timings will come quite a bit later, unfortunately. And it's not gonna be easy to fight this Io at all. Like, he is very strong at this point. There's an Aegis on a good pace to his BKB. It's gonna be a big problem.
Dagger looking for the right positioning. Get in there, find a good
They're just waiting for the BKB right now. BKB on Windrunner. Danger. 200 gold away. Emo still needs about 1500 for his. But he's happy to fight regardless, I'd say. Because he has 1900 health, is an Aegis,
Radiant are
food.
scanning.
He's ready to fight.
on ball.
Wind
Radiant's
Ranger,
bottom
now
tower
ready to fight
is
too.
under attack.
Oh, knee shadow?
Oh, chased and just won't catch him. JT, he's looking MKB. JT can all of a sudden become that big damage dealer from the side that I don't know if Secret are going to be affecting all too much. His farm game has been pretty on point. He's keeping up with Nisha.
That's why Ursa is going for the non-greedy route, because they have 2 cores, namely Io and Ninja, that are pretty greedy themselves. That's why I said I like the adjustment of that Ursa.
Yeah, they really haven't had anybody really take over the map too much in terms of like, you've got nowhere else to farm if you're the other cores. Sometimes you see that, especially with like an alchemist, where he'll take over the entirety of the map, farm, he'll be at the top, and the rest of the team really doesn't get much of the map at all. Where I see pretty well. They have the shackle, they're gonna follow it up with the stun as well as the maker. Got the hex onto Misha, he's in trouble. Snowball saving. He's gonna be enough to keep this one alive. It's not looking likely. They'll get the gun and each of those over the Musk is not long for this world. Then have a snowball to save himself this time, and it's 2 heroes down to the side of Secret.
Yep. Pretty easy setup here. Good shackle by JT, followed up by Hex. And that is just why Lion is such a deadly hero. Like, he disables the hero for so long. 2.6 seconds on the Earth Spike and 3.5 seconds on the Hex. Gives all your cause so much time to lay in the pain.
I don't think he got the finger stack on that though, but the damage being done by Kaka when they're going after these heroes is, yeah, it's only still 2. Could have been 3 there, but a good save. It just wasn't enough from Zord. Kunka live.
And now this game is going to get really scary. 2 BKB timings up on JT, on Io.
They find Dolly. Just trying to stay alive, borrow time, picking up so much as he can. All he can do there, but build some space.
More like getting volley. Oh man, I'm making myself laugh.
Code coming in, they're going to try and get a kill here on Emo. He's all by himself for the moment, just trying to maybe use that Aegis and end this team secret as him as possible to turn this around with the help of reinforcements. They've done just that to get a kill on Azai. Yeah, they use that Aegis to put the time up on it anyway. They're going to relocate right into a torrent. They don't get anything out of this just yet. Tusk as well as Nisha are going to back off. Puppy landed. They stop the TP. Well done by Kaka. They'll get themselves a second. Kaka on fire right now. JT with the double kill. He's got a killing spree. I was pumping me up, dude. All right. BKB. Nobody saw that. Close your eyes and burn your attention from the screen in front of you.
Radiant's bottom
have
tower
not
is under
seen
attack.
10-second BKB accidentally get used.
Yep, eyes don't exist when these mistakes happen. Wait, who was it that used the BKB? JT? Well, we all know about the infamous Chinese BKB. Just gotta make sure it works.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Now
under
he knows it
attack.
does. It does, yes. He shines gold.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You have to pick up the Alchemist here. Balls, but they don't slow
Spirit
anymore,
touches.
so.
BKB.
What's up, Biko? How can I help you? You look a bit flustered.
I'm flustered. I'm stressed. That BKB usage just, it really, I'm not even playing and that kind of hit me in the gut.
It's okay, it's already back.
Feel
Off cooldown. Just lost 1 second.
Yeah.
1 second is 1 second.
No, BKB starts with 9 seconds. I don't know what you're talking about. This is how it came.
10.
It was used.
Maybe your game is a bit broken. Not sure. Are you trying to defend him, Deacon? Huh? What are you trying to do?
Dire's
I
top
am
tower is under attack.
Trying to defend that.
That just happens, you know, sometimes. You get too excited, you try to switch item slots, and it just happens.
Yeah.
Your admiral is on.
Like forward there. Gonna shoot this here. Misha gets stuck on the back of it. They still want to save this Alchemist. BKB behind Nemo. They're gonna go after this Urza. Bonus punch. The Jazzy's in range. They'll get the gun. Yapzor trying to get a stun out. Maybe turn this around. They use the buyback on Tusk. They jump in. Relocate though. Send them away. JT. They'll get the kill with freezing shield. Puppy. He gets credit for that one.
He went all in on the elk. Only brought him down to half. Good snowball save here by Yapzor. And after that, Chemical Rage is popped. Just goes back to full. It's very similar to like a Timber Saw, something like that. You go all in on a hero like that, you don't kill him, fight is pretty much lost.
Radiant's
They
top
end up
tower
having
is
to
under
expend
attack.
the buyback on Tusk at least, so it's a small victory for them, but they do lose actually scary to fight into. Fly, almost done with his BKB. 300 gold away from it. That's the go time for IG. Roshan will also spawn 30 seconds, so that's going to be perfect timing for IG to take a fight, potentially take a Roshan.
Next fight going to be, you know, the victor taking Roche, which can certainly change the perception of this game. Right now, I know that you've got Alk at the top of the net worth for Secret, but IG, I would say, feel a little bit more in control of this one. Not by a lot. I would say it's probably like 55-45 at the moment in terms of favoring IG. We'll see how they fight this, and oh wow, I'm paying
City time.
82-18.
Dire are
IO
scanning.
level
Percentages?
20 plus Kaya Sange. That's gonna be a ton of damage coming out from those balls. Like, they were tiny balls before, but now they're huge balls, and they're gonna really hurt.
Smoke, let's see if they can make something of this. Like you said, next fight winner is going to be the one getting Roche. Side spotted there to X with the Earth I'll hit onto the Earth. Alchemist going in, but 4-step onto the low ground, so Fly is safe for now, but Supplement's still trying to go in. Looks over at Emo. He pops the BKB. The Shackle's not going to connect to a tree. Power shot over is a big win. BKB not available on Emo, though. I'm not sure that they can go Roche, and they bought back on Zai anyway, so Secret know the importance of this Roche, and knowing that it's probably IG's game plan, they're going to stick nearby.
Yeah, it's just too much HP on the IG side. I don't know where the damage is going to come from. I don't think Alchemist has enough damage to take them down. He's only hitting for 200, but he's sitting at what? 2.7k health on the Ursa. He has Enrage. IO sitting at 2.7k. He also has a lot of health regen. It's going to be so tough for them to really kill anyone of IG. So much save coming from the Abaddon, from the IO, so much sustain. And they're moving into the road pit? Really? That's so risky.
This is a risky play that I think they feel that they need. Power shot already spots it, so the question is, do they want to stick with this? They're relocating. Aren't going to block this. So he's got the rover on here. He's going to look over the top of it. They're going to go with this one. Top of the sun out onto the crystal. He's done a lot of damage on the Olive. Silence up. He used that essence ring. Snowball onto the high ground. Kissing over after Baraka. Got the stun to get the critical take out one. And he's on the other side of the fight. His Firefly focuses his attention on the Yapster. He's that wall. He's going to put it up in the air. And not going to receive himself. So far, Zai right in the hands of also no buyback in the previous engagement. So now 75 seconds without this Venomancer. They'll look over at Puppy. Up his Ursa for a moment, but it's not looking likely that Puppy survives. He'll fall to Emo. And that's 3 dead on Secret. IG stepping Roche now.
They're only gonna get more tanky, and damage output is not gonna get a lot higher. That's not gonna scale very well. It's all the Alchemist, and he just doesn't have the damage by himself to kill all these heroes. Like, good job, you killed a lion, but that's all you got. He bought back, and then what? How do you kill any of these cores?
Dire's middle
I'll
tower
be
is
taking
under
and soaking
attack.
up a lot of that damage, and this is
Radiant
really,
are
I would say, even just a bit of
Radiant's
a
top
high
tower
IQ
is
play
under
there from
attack.
Taka to get into the high ground and drop
Radiant
the top man as well as the
structures
Yapsor
are
away from the fight, whether they like it or not. You see IG take advantage of that, getting the kill on the Yapsor. They don't find the top man, but they
Radiant's top
decide.
tower has fallen.
And we said the fight secures Roche, and that's exactly what it did. They've got themselves Aegis and Cheese.
Alright, just look at the gold difference. It only says 2,000, which is already pretty good against an Alchemist, but it feels like 10-15k at this point, simply because
Right.
I don't know how they kill them. I really don't. I don't know where their damage is gonna come from. They can't just magically make it appear. Maybe the Swift Blink is gonna change something, but this Venomancer is just dying fight after fight. He bought back, died back. Same with Yapsor. There's just no items coming out for them.
Radiant's top tower is
Alchemist
under
is on
attack.
board.
Yeah, Zai got that Spirit Vessel at a pretty decent timing, and that was like the highlight of the game for him. He hasn't really done much since then.
Sweet.
I'm not really sure what I expect him to do from this point on, and that's unfortunate. He's going for a halberd. They're trying to continue to disarm this Ursa as much as they can, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Makes you wonder, is he really the problem? But it really feels like this IO and this Wind Ranger are causing just as many problems, if not more. Ursa is a pretty damn good distraction, and so is Lion. Like, they have to choose
Radiant's
between
top tower
the targets,
has
and they
fallen.
just, you know, maybe they can kill one guy, but there's still 3 more to worry about.
turning into a 4K lead, and looking for that card.
Oh man, once that hard is
for that
online.
5 as quickly as he can.
Oh, that's just gonna be a permanent 200 health region on the target he's tethered to and himself. Absolutely disgusting. I don't think there's many more power spikes in Dota than this hard on IO, or many stronger power spikes, I'd say. Like, this is one ridiculous one.
And he's almost got it, so it's really going to be a point where Secret are probably backs to the wall.
Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
This time it's done.
But if this is going to be thrown at Ollie, it's going to be enough. There's not heroes nearby where maybe IG can come over. They've got a 4-staff available, so he's not even dead.
Just popped the time, relocate out as well. So at least that was used, but that didn't really get much from it. However,
Verging over mid, they do have vision of this. X looking for the stun, going after the Ursa, the first hit mash, but he's got the X, he's okay for now. Missile blade being used onto the Venomancer. He'll use that ult throw Venomous Scale, but that doesn't land. So
good charge also.
BKB no longer available for the Ursa. I think that's okay for Secret.
Yeah, he was he was full health there. I don't know why he was so itchy. Call it itchy, the Ursa. Instant BKB, and then he felt very obliged to run in.
Maybe not seeing the X, but BKB, I turn, I kill him.
Possibly, but there was a Baron right next to him. Gotta lay off that finger for a little bit. No need to panic, you're very tanky. You got an Iron and TV, you have a cheese. You can't get permanent stun.
Invisibility.
Ages.
Dio moves. They're starting to take over the triangle. Since you said it, taking over the triangle and a big part of the Secret side of the map.
590 movement speed on IO, by the way, with no boots. Sounds good. Well, 530 right now, because the Venom's slow, of course, but it's just kind of ridiculous that you cannot break the movement speed cap with no boots.
Step lively now.
Slow
Your admiral is on board.
quotation.
Yeah.
At 530.
It's when the Nitro runs
Just
out of it.
ridiculous.
And we got the throttled a little bit.
Over ramp.
Yeah.
Go for the mid tier 2, and not sure there's much Secret can do to hold this tier 2 tower. They might have to be willing to give it up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
tough
if they want to initiate on this.
Feels like as though Secret, all they can do is just watch them take power. I will occasionally coming in,
They might be waiting for the Aegis timing.
which is now.
Right now, they're gonna make the jump on the timing, but they don't get after the IO, they go after the Ursa, they've got the silence.
He can be popping out.
Oh, don't worry. That's coming through on Emo, who popped the BKB. Ollie coming in with borrow time to the Ursa, but he absolutely named that on one side. He's taking so much damage. He ends up dead dominating here for Flyfly. They'll go after Nisha as well as the answer. They're gonna try and cut off this hunk in the pass. Charge the mock out for a second, but through, and Nisha's in trouble. Losing field, run for the IO, but he's nowhere near dead. If he that choose, he'll stay alive. Puppy gone, and Nisha will soon will follow. They're right on top of these heroes in a split up fight. Yeah, has to TP back to the base. Puppy, he buys back. And, well, this is an Ursa improved bar. They still get Tony after they look over at Puppy, who just fought back. He's picked up by Kaka. They're still looking over at Nisha, who got back to the base. The damage onto JT. They get the cover to the Windrunner, and they'll take him out. It's just one dead on IG, though. They'll look over at Emo, who's still postured quite forward and will tether away from the base. IG still making Secret suffer with no answers.
Yeah, at least they got JT. It cost them a buyback. But, you know, at least they got out, like, unscathed, I would say. Mostly. They could have gone a lot worse for them. And JT getting a little bit overexcited. Diving into T4 towers. There
For a stun. Matu?
Maybe popped again.
Okay, BKB to try and jump forward and throw a stun. He doesn't cross the river, and now Puppy's dead. He bought back. He's gone for 70.
Luckily, Roshan nowhere near respawn yet. And somebody as well.
Oh, Zai.
Good torrent. And this HP region on Earth is just
getting
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Redicate top. Yes, Blink Dagger up in one.
Oh, they're looking for Matamba Man. Did he get him? Experience the Abyssal? Oh, Abyssal was cooldown. Abyssal was on cooldown. Oh. was close
What is
enough.
the
That
end
would have
kill?
been.
It was all planned by
Photo
Puppy. He
finish there.
knew that they were gonna relocate top and he would get out because of it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Really close, and they go back to the tier 2 tower. I mean, we saw the idea that Secret wanted to go once
Radiant's
the Aegis
middle tower
expired, but
has
they're
fallen.
just only
Wait, pick up.
9K. Like you said, that number is not right. It feels like maybe closer to 15, 20.
Sorry, B-Cup. I need a moment of silence for Secret here. Game is officially over. IO reached level 25. Whew.
Press F to pay your respects.
Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to in game 2 then?
This one's not over, you know? It's not over
I
until
know.
the throne falls. I always keep my hopes up, whether it's 0% on Dota Plus or not, which it's 7%. My percentages are still not hitting. So they got 7% chance. Lucky number 7. We can find themselves all over. There's the chance. He's being caught here by the Windrunner. Got the snowball, but it's not going to be enough to save this outpost. Who's on the run. The guards are though, so he walks away. He'll use that over. They've got the finger. They get the kill on his eye. That was over Gapso, who's hit by those shackles, connected to the tree, and connected with Zai in death. Both Blue Zeros
Alchemist gets
die,
out.
and IG come out again. On top.
Yes, B-Cup. Alchemist gets out on 100 health. But guess what? If your only damage dealer has to run away because he's on 100 health, you have no more damage dealers to deal damage. Wow.
Yep.
Eager brain. And it's just so difficult to fight back against these tank heroes now. Almost MKB finished on IO, who, by the way, why not, can hit while he's stunned when his tethered ally hits another hero. Why is that a thing? It shouldn't be,
Absolutely balanced.
but it is.
There it is.
Balls of steel.
Getting the last piece delivered, and we'll have it all ready to go.
Yeah, look at that damage now when that MKB is delivered. He's actually gonna hit for 350 damage. Plus MKB procs. And Ursa with overpower,
Not a leveler.
he's gonna hit like 6 times a second. And then Io's gonna hit like 6 times a second because of overcharge. And then he's gonna hit 6 more times because of Ursa hitting 6 times. That's 18 hits per second.
It's a lot of times to hit per second.
Yeah, look at the Roshan now. Header him. Yeah, show me that goal. It looks so ridiculous.
The attack sounds, but and they come in and
Later.
get themselves the Roche, refresher shard on the Ursa, as well as having that Aegis on the AO and the cheese.
Now, I just look a little closer this game.
Looking for the Vano. Ooh, they're looking for the Vano, but they might need to take time forward. They've got the Invisible. They're going to go on Zai. He's going to be dead for 50 seconds. The damage is just so much. I'm going to push forward. He's got the hex. We're going to look over as the finger hits on him. It's on him, man. He's trying to run away with the BKB. Can he get up the stairs? Can he get away? It's not looking likely. And going all the way in is JT, who's not too far. Survive the turret will land. They get the kill on the Windrunner. They're a little bit too deep there on the Windrunner. Ends up different. He reset to survive back with the Ursa. He's being disarmed. Disarmed again. He can't right click and he can't do any damage, so they'll get him out of the way. IG stepping forward pretty far.
Look at the health region.
X, so pull back wide, but it's not going to be enough. They've got the Abyss Blade. And look at the damage going in. Another target. So the toss down goes to Nisha, and it's just so much damage so quickly. He'll stun himself in the base. Are they gonna dive? They were thinking about it. They turned in for a second. They're finding X's over for it. So look at turn. On my side, he's not gonna beat enough to get the kill on a Majumba Man. They'll take him out. Still buy back. Nisha now looking to chase his trying to lose the base. It's a stun though. Stun on that's taken out of the Eagles' hand. Hex coming out from Taka. That's right on top of the Majumba Man who jumped off that.
Why they're gonna down it?
He's down real low. He's coming through to Nisha. He's mashed up. No, and gone. Taka as well as the win on those JT. They're just not buying back. They're not eating at the moment. Emo though, he's got the tether. He'll eat the cheese. He's back up the hill. And now looking over at Zai with the right clicks coming in. He's got it. Emo not getting stopped in this game. And IG are looking like they're on their way to taking 80. Here comes the snowball coming up on the Astro. Look at the Walrus punch. It's still just not enough damage.
Where's the
Can't count
damage?
this ball of energy. They've thrown a stun over at the fly, but they have nothing to follow it up. They can just stand here ready to trade. They've got a missile blade ready in just a second, so let's see who they go after. It's looking like they want Yapsor, who's going over to the top side of the base, but the snow is coming. The snowball will be over at Damage from the Alchemist! Emo, Yapsor goes down. Secret drop game one, and IG obliterate them.
I think it's time to never ever give a core IO away again. Like this game showcased perfectly how absolutely ridiculous it actually is. Did you see that damage output at the end? What happened? Like everyone just disappeared.
He melted.
Yeah, with overpower, overcharge, everything is over for Secret.
They had nothing to show for it, and IG, yeah, they leave the stage with swagger, as that was just a complete domination of Secret, which has not really been seen all too often. IG now with a 1-0 lead. We need this broken down.
Broke it down before the game even started.
What do you need broken down, B-Cup?
Sorry. But it didn't really get him far enough ahead, I guess. I think even if Secret were further ahead, I don't know if it actually changed. You know, we had this saying with like when it's an Alchemist game, it's an Alchemist game. This was
When
not
it's a
really
core
an
IO game, it's
It's
a core IO
No,
game.
no, no.
That's what I'm
When
trying
it's a
to
core
say.
IO game, oh wait, it's always a core IO game. That's what
That's right.
That's what the core IO
That's
saying
right.
is.
That's the manifesto that I'm going for here. And even Emo, like, there was clearly some unfamiliarity on the hero. He was not like tethering up and down cliffs the way seasoned IOs do. I think Dream, to me, was the one that set the gold standard. AS Monaco Gambit's Dream. He was doing these things like he would backpack his Aghanim Scepter,
Yeah.
so all of his spirits could explode whenever he was clearing creep waves, so he didn't have to sit there and watch them circle around. And it just didn't matter. Like I said, once you get the heart, it's the point of no return. And they tried their damnedest. There were some conceptual things that I liked. Like the Crystal Maiden, I respected for the fact that Frostbite against the dominated creep was kind of irritating for IO on a few occasions. And Kunkka, if it was a support IO, it would have ended up being like to X relocate, or to X marks the spot anyone who's being relocated. So I saw some glimpses, but it doesn't matter because it's core IO.
Yeah, let's say when you're describing things as kind of irritating, kind of annoying, let me tell you, Core IO doesn't care about something that's kind of annoying. It's like, I'm still a Core IO, you know. I don't think we're seeing that Core IO again.
No, I don't think so either, and it's unfortunate for Team Secret that they were willing to try it out, but hey, now they know. Now we know as well that IG can play in core.
It was a great bait too, because in the series against Thunder Predator, they picked it game 1 as support loss, and then the hero went ignored. They're basically saying, we don't play core IO, guys. The long con. They, you know, they throw a game with it, they pick it as support, and then Secret's like, oh, we have that best. Let's use the data we have. They don't play IO.
I unironically think that's actually a big deal.
If IO had remained banned game 2 and game 3, then I think Secret would have maybe just banned it. But they showed they were not willing to pick it.
I'm not sure if I'm agreeing
No, this
with
is
the MVP
100%
though.
deserved, Seaver. Let me tell you what.
No.
He was willing to sacrifice his being a mid player. He said, I'm going to play IO very poorly to get us a win. That's what Emo said. That is why he is the MVP.
Yeah, you see these Storm Spirits, you see these TAs, you think those types of players want to play IO?
You know, he said he did what needs to be done. He didn't play the hero well, but he played the hero.
That's okay. That's a fair point. Before the series started, we talked a little bit about how Team Secret, the way that they looked off was on the drafting side, maybe Core.io being a little bit of proof of that. We also pointed out that in terms of performance, we were a little critical of both Nisha on the side of Team Secret and Kaka on the side of IG. And I wanted to actually give the MVP to Kaka because he played that line really well.
There were multiple moments. He got like a 17-minute blink dagger, which is insane. He was rotating. He abandoned the tri lane, but it wasn't like a big.
Yeah.
He does deserve it. Yeah. So he left the tri lane. He wanted to go gank Kunkka mid like a few times. I was doing fine in the tri lane, and then there was some sick earth spikes that definitely allowed them to stay in the
Multi-hero
game.
Earth Spikes into Snowball is, if you're
That's
not
true.
hitting
That's
multi-hero
true.
Earth Spike. But that was a great pick too. Picking Lion,
Yeah.
we've seen it a few times against Atas. The idea is, that Snowball save sometimes gets turned around on you because it sets up those multi-hero stuns, which Kaka did a great job nailing.
While we're being critical of Kaka, I think Nisha on the Kunkka, I felt like it was a very difficult game to judge him though, because we said he has overall last pick, so he should be set up for success. But then it's Kunkka versus Ursa mid, and you're still a Kunkka.
Yeah, who said they had to do that though? It was overall last pick, and at that point, we were pretty confident that it was Core.io, right? Yeah, right?
No, by last pick, we knew.
for
They
Ursa.
picked Abaddon, so it was like IO Abaddon.
Right, exactly.
We weren't sure if it was going to be Ursa or Wind Ranger mid, because I think if he knew it was Ursa mid, he could have gone for one of his flashier picks to win the game, like a mid Morphling, like a Nisha Morphling.
Yeah,
I feel like
that would have been
would
really
have been amazing. Would have been greedy, but I don't mind greedy. You're playing against Core.io. It's not like this super fast-paced hero that doesn't give you time to farm. So I think something like that could have worked, and that's what I want to see Nisha on in game 2 is something that can have more impact, carry the game.
I just hope that the whole squad is able to put that game behind them and it's like, okay, you know what? We're banning out IO in the next game and we're going to start anew, and hopefully they'll have more success with that. But I just hope it was going to be a close game, because when you see IG play to their full potential and Team Secret play to their full potential, that's when we are the true winners, because we get to watch all of that. And if you want to be more than just a true winner, like a winner of actual, for example, loot, you can hunt for treasure. ONEesports.gg / a major hunt. That's where you need to go to, and you can join the hunt and win loads of loot from our sponsors. And let me tell you something. Loot is pretty great. I am a recipient of the treasure, and it's definitely recommended to hunt for that. And you should be able to do that. I think you'll be good. I think you can do it, and I think you can do it right now, because we're heading to a break. Perfect time to hunt some treasure. We'll see you after the break.
The same qualities it takes to be a world champion is the same qualities it requires to be a champion in esports. The belt for us signifies and pays homage to where we come from. ONE Esports is part of the ONE family, and we got our start in martial arts. And so we think having the teams go after a belt and raising that belt when they win, we think is massively appropriate.
When I start designing this belt, I start to think about what it represents, possibility that it provides to experience something out of this world.
这种感觉就是特别的另类，好不好？做出来那种非常人眼前一亮啊，感觉就像那种搏击比赛那种冠军腰带，非常的鼓舞人心吧。拿到冠军后。
When champions lifted the belt that I designed, I always feel that I'm part of the celebration and in some degree part of their success.
That's RTC, Abadendi, Tonil, and Dogo, and Kayasen! What's up? Dude, we're such huge fans! Where did you get that skin? Whoa!
JBL presents The Sounds of Victory. JBL Quantum Gaming headsets.
Everything. Life is a game, I wanna win it. See me burning through the atmosphere. I'm born to win. Your life is a game and I'm born to win. I'm born to win.
2 years ago, IG, with this only slightly different roster, was trying to make their way to TI9, and they were not able to do so. They came 4th, and that is like 1 slot lower than you should be to make it to TI from the Chinese region. And ever since, they've been rebuilding, they got this squad together, and then last year they actually started looking really hot. They looked really good at the Chengdu Major. They came 3rd, and then they came 6th in Leipzig. But with those 2 major performances, already kind of securing themselves a slot for TI, and then COVID hit, and it didn't happen. And they need to start all over again. But they are making such a great start here at the first major of this season, and it's good to see them do well, Tsunami.
Man, you started that whole thing off with 2 years ago, and I was just like, oh, I know where she's going with this. You know what was a big hero 2 years ago? It was Core IO. It was Core IO. You know, I'm just saying. TI9. You know, no one has quite hit on a standard yet, and you'd think after that people would have learned, but evidently not.
Evidently not. We'll see if Team Secret bans it this time around. I'm gonna hope they do. We'll also see, because I would imagine, Gods, that it's gonna be flipped. Maybe that Team Secret gets first pick, and therefore we'll see if IG lets it go through, because we have not yet seen Team Secret play it.
And everyone's banded against them because nobody knows, there's no data on them, and you kind of got to assume that a team like Secret, with the players they have, can play it. Matu, always a guy who's willing to play whatever's needed for the team, and Nisha, a guy who's incredibly talented and plays every hero, it feels like. So
and otherwise, you can always give it to Zai.
True.
Yeah, or even Puppy. Like, Secret is the one team that I'm willing to say you may be able to win with support IO. Because it's not bad, it's just never as good as the core IO.
Okay.
But also, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. We've seen a lot of people say that Team Secret seems to be in TI form, which is not necessarily a compliment when it comes to Team Secret. But I will tell you that if they get eliminated here, and I want to point out, IG is 1 game up against Team Secret. If they get eliminated here, that is exactly TI form, because they did come 4th at TI.
It's funny with like Secret, that's how good they are. That 4th place at TI is considered bad. Like,
yeah, that is crazy.
Well, that's the same thing with the Chinese teams last year. Like, they still did pretty well. They had 3 teams in top 8, but it wasn't good enough.
It was considered a failure. It was supposed to be a Chinese year. It was like if you were going to go one after the other, as it had been, it was supposed to be the year for Chinese Dota. And yeah, then getting 3rd. They got 3rd, right?
Yeah, it was LGD.
Yeah,
Lost
they got third,
Liquid.
and it was bad. It
Wait,
was
wasn't no
considered bad.
TI8 was meant to be their year? Well,
Yes,
then,
TI8
then it
was
was
meant
like
to
the
be their
third
year.
year in a row where it wasn't
Yes,
their year. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So then then to 2019, not last year, but the year before that.
Yeah.
That one was in China, though, so that one was even more important.
Yeah, true.
And then Core IO.
On the home turf. All right, let's see how this second game is going to play out, because previous game, as much fun as we were having with the Core IO talk, I really hope we don't see that, because it just kind of, I kind of feel like it ruins the competitiveness. If you can play IO mediocre and win regardless, that's, I mean, come on, we're past that. We are here to see top tier Dota 2, these two teams, top tier caliber teams. We know they can do it. I just don't want to see it on IO.
It's not the most exciting here to watch, and I think when you talked about IG's amazing run in those past majors when they got 3rd and 6th place, the player that everyone was hyping up and so excited to watch was Emo.
Yeah.
He was this new superstar mid player that was just crushing everyone. So I imagine most people want to see him play something that he can kind of go off and do some stylish plays on, whatever it may be. See him in that mid lane. See him up against Nisha. Like Nisha versus Emo was kind of the story of this series for me, and game 1 we didn't get it.
Oh, and now we're going to find out how stubborn. Oh, thank you.
I was late. I'll be honest, gods, I was not listening to a word you said. I was just seeing the clock tick down. I'm like, please, don't do this to me.
It took longer than comfortable. Yeah, we know how stubborn Puppy can be on the drafting seed, but this time around at least, yeah, bad. We got Phoenix picked up first, though, on the side of IG. Always a solid choice.
Yeah, brought them a lot of success in their Thunder Predator series. More than happy to see that. And they flexed it between Oli and Kaka as well. It doesn't have to be 4 or 5.
Yeah, leaving that open. Let's see how Team Secret's going to open this time around. We, of course, saw them go for the Tuscan Alchemist previously. Now, the question is, did they think the Alchemist was bad in general or bad because of IO?
I think they felt Alchemist might be a hero that you can pick into Core IO. I think that was their idea behind it. So I would be surprised if they picked again. I think generally if you're first doing your carry, you're going to go for the Monkey King or the Troll. Those are usually the first phase carries that we see.
Speaking of first phase and carries, Team Secret has only played Abaddon once this tournament so far, and it was on Matu, so it was as a carry. I don't doubt that it can also be played by basically everybody else on the squad, but so far only one game on record.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It not only, like you said, throws a wrench in the plans on where it's going, but takes it out of IG hands and probably rules out Shaman and Lion for Invictus Gaming to pick up as well.
Yeah, because that's the, I think, tough situation that Puppy found himself in with the draft, is that he wants to ban Puck, it's just Puck, and then if you ban IO, suddenly you don't have an answer to that. Well, you're giving away that Shaman, so preemptively making that Shaman Lion less powerful, and just, even if you get stuck with a 5 ABBA and there's no Hex on the other side, you still feel good about having ABBA on your team.
For sure, yeah.
At this point, you're assuming probably more that's a support ABBA. I think that game picked as a core was very much to counter heroes like the Tide Hunter and Bad Rider that were on the other side.
Wow.
They still go for the Hex here. They just really highly value these Lion and Shaman heroes, and interesting they go for the Lion over the Shaman. It feels like Shaman's being kind of the preferred form.
I guess that's pure comfort, because then also I'm like, why not pick ET? ET's been great, and in a team fight comp with Phoenix, that could have been pretty good. Although I guess
I think ET Phoenix both mostly play as the 5 is the main issue.
That's right, yeah, exactly. And so they'll give Oli the Phoenix in this situation and put Kaka back on the line.
Kaka's kind of the... It feels like there's two styles of 4-position play. The ranged 4s and then the melee
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Yeah, I would have never been like, oh, Earth Spirit, you really got to ban that out against IG.
Beastmaster coming out was the winning hero in the series we saw before this one. By the way, ET has got a 75% win rate with 25 games played here at the Major, and I want to throw a fun stat at you guys.
Hit me.
So over all the regions, there are 4 regions that are really liking the Radiant side. EU, CAS, NA, SA all prefer Radiant, and the win rate of Radiant is all above 50%, above 52% on all the regions.
For the whole tournament?
The whole league.
DPC season,
including lower division. This is lower division, upper division, and it is before the Major started, because I did the research then. That was only true for those 4 regions. SEA and China. It's in China, it's even as bad. Radiant win percentage, 45%.
Whoa.
Really low. especially compared to the rest. We always talk about the Dire being the economy side, and Radiant side being maybe the fighting side.
The Roche advantage
Roche side, sure. So I thought that was interesting, considering we're seeing the teams go for the exact same order. We have got Team Secret again with the second pick and Radiant. Same for IG, Dire, and first pick. But yeah, that was the stat I was going to hit you with. For EU, since we're talking about EU, a Radiant win was actually one of the more high. It was 57% win rate compared to the, again, 45 on China.
Protecting the egg. Ban out the Mirana, ban out the Juggernaut.
I mean, already having Beastmaster at least gives you the attack speed aura.
Yeah.
And I think this is something that, I mean, EG, every time they were on Radiant, they prioritize Beastmaster higher, because I think having that map control and ability to push lanes quickly is more important on Radiant because of that Roche control, because of the fact you want to fight and take over your enemy's jungle more. So I think it's a very clear decision with Secret that when they're Radiant, they're picking this Beastmaster the same way we saw EG doing.
Yep. It's one of the first times that they don't prioritize the App Store's hero, I feel. No, obviously a ban can go anywhere. But normally we see, either Tusk or an Earth Spirit, or what else has he played? I mean, Mirana normally comes out later, but yeah.
Clockwork.
Yeah. It's unusual, but at the same time, his heroes other than Mirana are not getting banned, so he's got
Where's his Rubik at, though? That's what I want to know.
Where's any Rubik
Where's
at?
any
we
Rubik?
only had like a handful. And Rubik, traditionally, the hero that if you're doing your predictions for TI, you can always pick Rubik as your most picked hero, because it's always a good hero, or at least it was. But not here.
In all of competitive Dota 2 history, Rubik has like a 4,000 game more, or it's some obscene number more than second place.
That is crazy.
Second place is like Batrider, I think.
And Rubik hasn't even always been in the game.
Yeah, I know. That's the other
That's
thing. He was introduced relatively late. Yeah.
Why is it not so popular here? Is it because his lack of rotation potential?
I have no idea, actually.
Because we're seeing Lion and Shaman, and Rubik falls into that category of force where it's that ranged laning support. I guess
pick it against the Lion Shamans.
And we talk about like the insta-hex. Telekinesis is an insta-disable as well in its own way. So I think a lot of it is some of the other heroes being picked against it, that the spell steal is less value is really highly prioritized when Shaker was the top 4 position at the start of the DPC leagues. So Shaker falling off meant Rubik, I think, kind of fell off as well.
Yep. Speaking of Shaman, by the way, here it is. First Shaman for Team Secret at the Major.
A lot of push from Secret. They can start to engineer something about ending this game pretty quick.
Yeah.
Troll Warlord is banned out. They could.
Big Advocates, level 1 Roche, bit cheesy, didn't want it in Dota, so it's gone.
I never felt like it gave that big of an advantage to begin with, though. I would usually see carries like pick up the Aegis and then use it as like a salve.
Well, it was the levels. The goal.
Oh,
the
that's
XP.
true.
You could get 2 heroes level 4.
Yeah.
If you backed off and gave all the XP to 2 heroes, they were both level 4.
That's right.
And I think if you split it 5 ways, everyone's level 2. I think everyone got level 2.
Yeah.
So,
and then it got nerfed twice after.
And nowadays, I feel like having everyone being level 2 at the start of the lanes would be like even bigger advantage than it was back then.
Yeah, if you see how obsessed people are with denying range creeps, you know how big the level 2 spike is.
Every like streamer I watch, like high level MMR streamers, just like, oh yeah, we got to get level 2 before they do, and then we win the lane. Like basically, whoever gets level 2 or level 3 first wins the lane. So.
Mars Phoenix, we talk about it a lot as being figured out by being BKB'd. So far, we don't really have any typical BKB buyers on the side of Team Secret yet, but they are still selecting some cores, I would imagine, so they can still get some jugs out.
Yep. It's understood what you got, how you got to itemize, how you got to play against this, but Mars Phoenix is still just solid, well-rounded team fight. I like it. Puts JT in a comfort pick. It's not like this combo I see where I'm like, oh gosh, Secret's in trouble. But I think for IG, it's like you don't feel bad about these heroes.
Yeah, and Juggernaut already banned, but I mean, is this worth picking Lifestealer for?
It's probably not. I think Lifesteal is just very slow paced, needs a lot of farm, and that doesn't seem to be what Secret are doing.
Yeah, only lifesteal I've seen is Thunder Predators.
You're against Egg as well, though, so Weaver, I like this better. BKB carry, something that hits the Egg, can just kind of get to the back lines.
Slip out of the arena if you can time lapse out. Yeah, I like it quite a bit.
Yep. Not great against, like, I mean, these range carries never feel great against Bulwark, but I don't think it's ever going to be really Weaver's job to be hitting the Mars, and generally he's going to be looking to run past the Mars and hit other people. So Abaddon with Weaver sounds like a pretty strong lane as well.
Ooh, Rare PL joins the fray. It's not completely unpicked at the major, but definitely a hero that we don't see very often.
Good
Weaver's
PL game.
Yeah, Weaver's not a fan of having to hit multiple units.
All 4 of these heroes don't like PL. I think particularly the second, third, everyone except that. I mean, Abba's just a 5, but like Weaver doesn't deal with illusions.
Yeah.
Shaman and his wards get like overran by PL. Beastmaster, PL was always considered one of the good laning heroes to lane against Beastmaster. Very
yeah, you can lance the boar and even rush the boar.
Yeah. Well, this is where Nisha maybe needs to pull out one of his more out-of-meta picks, like I mean, Lesh gets banned, maybe the Zeus gets considered. You need to address this PL with your last pick if you're Team Secret.
Yeah, and we need to set up Nisha for success. I think that's another important one that we're going to look for. This PL, by the way, IG played it earlier this tournament as well. They played it against Vici in their first game, actually, of the tournament. They won.
That was against Terrorblade, if I recall.
If I recall,
they're really good at picking PL when it's a good PL game. So it's like one of those heroes that should have a good win rate because you're never picking it if it's not the time to pick it.
Look at that ban. We don't see that very often. I don't think we've seen it picked even once, but the Tinker ban coming out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm on board with what Gods was saying, that the Zeus, I think the Zeus is pretty good. Don't really like Pugna very much. I'm trying to think of just other high magic damage output heroes from the mid lane.
I thought Secret might consider Storm themselves. It's not like as high as like the Lesh Tinkers, but it seemed like an okay option, but they actually ban it.
What do you guys think of a Queen of Pain this game, or does not work out?
Maybe not enough damage? I mean, at least early mid-game it is, but late-game co-op damage-wise falls off a little bit against the PL, but it may just be the best option left, and it is pretty strong right now, I think, co-op.
Man, this is a great IG draft.
Yeah.
Even before their 5th hero, I was just like, this is already a great draft. And then Void Spirit, one of the most highly contested heroes of this entire tournament, last pick.
Yeah, it started out, I mean, this tournament started out with focus on mid lane heroes, with the Puck and the Void Spirit being let through quite frequently. We have shifted a little bit to more flex heroes again at the openings, but that does mean that Void Spirit makes it through quite frequently, actually. What do you want to play against it? Does the Queen of Pain still make sense?
Quap's not bad, but you have to deal with a lot of Lion stuff. All the heroes that I want are like known to be slippery, like Ember Spirit, Quap.
Unless they switch like Weaver mid and pick some kind of Sven or something, that may be one possibility, but it doesn't seem the most orthodox. Monkey King mid, they're going for the lane dominance. We saw Puppy talk about this a bit when he picked the Bane. Sometimes you feel like your draft's in a weird spot, so you just try and crush the lanes.
Yeah.
And that's what Nisha can kind of try and do here. Go into a Battle Fury build, which is greedy, but maybe an answer to the PL as well. I like it. Good. I mean, you're getting a 10th pick Monkey. You can't feel too bad about that a lot of the time.
Yeah, but they are like pure physical damage. They have no magic damage on the side of Secret. And so if Mars, if anyone gets like any sort of like pipe or anything, I don't even think they need one. Phantom Lancer, I mean, not a pipe, sorry, like a Crimson Guard or...
And just AC in general has super high value. I think the important thing is what you mentioned at the start of the draft with some of the early picks is Beast, Shaman. They push fast, they take objectives fast, and when you combine that with the ability to come out of the lanes with an advantage, this game could get out of control pretty quickly for IG if they're not careful. But if they stay on even footing, get to late game, IG's draft looks way stronger.
I think I have the same checkpoint that I did for the previous game, which is once the heart is online for the carry, it's past the point of no return. In this situation, it'll be the Phantom Lancer. Previously, it was the IO. I think Phantom Lancer is the hardest carry in this game, but I do like that they can push fast, but I'm still going to go IG.
Okay, going for IG because you don't think Team Secret can play fast enough this game.
It's Secret. I think they're a team who can play fast, and they drafted, I think, much better for Nisha especially. They've set him up for success with the mid lane, so Team Secret for me. This is it. I think this is the kind of draft that Secret can win with, even though they don't have an answer to the PL late game.
I will go with you as well, also because I just really would like to see a game 3 between these two teams, and I don't count the first game that much. Credit to IG for being able to pull off the core IO, but I like to see this type of Dota a lot more. Let's see if this is going to be as exciting as I hope it will be. It's time for game 2 of this lower bracket series with B-Cup and Black.
Thank you very much. Coming into game 2, Secret, it's do or die for them. And we'll see if they can pull this.
Locked on a single core. Long enough for your teammates to kill him. But this PL pick is looking really good. Like if they get into mid game on even gold, it's gonna be very tough to shut him down. He has a diffusal Manta.
The battle
I don't know how you stop him.
It's certainly going to be interesting to see if they can stop him. Kaka not even getting that bounty rune as he was trying to stand there and make sure he got something out of it. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of Secret. Going back to the Phantom Lancer, this is probably the hero for me that put Fly on the map in my eyes. When he was known as GGG and he was playing for Keen Gaming, even when he was playing with Serenity, this was always the hero where I was like, all right, I like their chances a lot more just because he's on this hero. This is probably one of the best heroes in my mind.
Certainly, I've got a lot of good memories about it as well. But just in general, this Monkey King is going to have a pretty free lane, and Monkey King is the counter to PL this game. He's probably going to go to Maelstrom, maybe even a Battle Fury if he feels really greedy, and he is going to be Secret's answer to that. Him having free farm is good news. For Secret, obviously, they just want to go and win the lane. Bot lane should be pretty easy for Secret, and mid lane also should be damn easy for them.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
It's a magic stick on it.
By Ali.
It's looking spicy. Pretty important kill there. Like magic stick
not
in
a
mid
good
lane.
feeling to lose that stick.
Yeah, 200 gold. Gonna get the stick charges, obviously.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Oh, we're also gone.
Stun out. Going down as Kaka's courier drops. Is that stick, like losing that stick, a big lane changing drop there? It's not like the longest time that that's going to be out of his hands, but it's a significant amount of time where he's not getting charges and maybe not having anything to reliably back up on.
I would say it depends on the lane. This lane, not really. Like Phoenix spell up for 40 seconds.
Oh, Weaver just dropping going down here. JT. First blood of Mazumba Man. They're going to try and trade on the Kaka. Kaka, though, he pops his stick to get the stun out on a Bumpy. He gets the Atlantic shield off. This should explode and blow up Kaka, but it doesn't feel like more, well, any damage, really. Kaka might drop, but JT gets a double kill.
Doesn't go through the fog to shield. Was very well done by JT. Wait a little bit, then he auto attack just as Kaka went to the fog, and then he popped it. Resulting in just a double kill for nothing. I didn't expect this Weaver lane to lose, to be honest. Weaver at bad is a very strong lane. Giving up 2 kills here is gonna feel pretty bad.
They're constantly fighting in these trees, which I think that's advantage JT at times. If you're gonna fight in the trees, you're basically guaranteeing that he lands a spear. If he's got the help from the Lion, that could be a problem. Especially keeping over towards mid. The Balance Strike, perfect timing to prevent potentially maybe an Earth Spike and a Hex to follow. So needed that timing. They do refill the bottle. That's why he's there, but they could have got something if the Balance Strike was not on the money.
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, he just went really aggro to get the Jingu stacks, of course, and then life with his Boundless. Perfect up by Nisha there. And PL is getting pressured quite a bit. It picked it into a pretty tough matchup. Like Phantom Lancer against Beastmaster is not the worst, but because the Shadow Shaman is there hitting so hard, it is quite a tough matchup for the Phantom. And of course, Phoenix +5 is not the greatest lane support either.
We've seen Ali on that hero a couple of times. It's actually, I like it better when it's on Kaka. But he has certainly shown a lot of talent with this Lion, and I just don't
Dire's bottom tower is under
keep that
attack.
up at the moment.
I'm not the biggest fan of plus 5 Phoenix in general. I like the box so much more. Farm priority just makes decent mid-game here.
Or spike as well as the spear, but they've got the aquatic shield. The tough man able to survive the onslaught that comes in from
Invisibility.
But you can see the combos that set themselves up. Not too careful. Might lose yourself a Weaver once again.
Lanes are going fantastically for Radiant here. 20 CS Monkey, 18, 17 on the side lanes. But IG not too far behind. And Secret really needs to come out with a somewhat decent DT out of the early game.
See if they can rely on
thing to be
I've said this a couple times already today, just how much he's been anchor in the past for IG. I think a lot of that lap game obviously doesn't tell the complete picture of what we've seen from IG during the league, obviously because they were playing with an IO. But during the league, JT was really the guy that was consistent enough to bring IG towards the top. We'll see if he can do that here with the Mars, because this has been probably his best hero of the season.
Yeah, he was the MVP of the Chinese region as well. He has pretty much just dismantled every game he played. I mean, even last game too, his Wind Ranger was pretty damn good. Had a couple of overextensions, but overall played really damn well. And this game he's off to a fantastic start as well, with an early double kill. And his Mars is just one of his best heroes, I think. He's gonna get a good timing on his Blink Dagger, potentially Yules, set up a lot of kills here for IG.
So we'll see if he can set it up, if be the guy that they can rely on this game, what his build will be. We've seen a lot of blinks come out from these Mars, get that Blink Arena Spear, and got the follow-up from Kaka there, the combination with the Arena as well as the Supernova, so there's a lot to fight and control for IG. Kaka, I think he just drops if he's not careful.
He's got a big stick, he has nothing to worry about.
Actually thought about going for it, and there's the stick being used, but he leaves his squirrel his way to lose Puppy. They've got the Hex onto the Dumper Man with the Anchor and it locks him up even longer. Kaka now chased and killed off by the Weaver. They at least get something out of this as he's trying to run away.
Yeah, Kaka playing with food a little bit. The food bites back. A little bit overzealous here by Kaka. A freebie to the Tumba Man. Okay, like sometimes you just need to feed, you know, to remind yourself, stay grounded. It's a worthwhile lesson, I'm sure. I am killable. I'm just a lion. An eye with a heart. Rotation in.
Going top, and let's see if they can find a stun. Yes, they can. They've got the air spike on the edge, and they should find it on Yasuo. So Wi-Fi gets a kill. This is leaving JT alone, but I don't think this is really a lane that by himself he should drop it unless there's a rotation from someone else over for Secret.
Yeah, he definitely shouldn't die, but he's gonna get harassed out of the creep wave quite a bit by this Weaver Abaddon. Yeah, we'll have to see if Puppy, you know, is gonna make Abaddon work, because so far, I've only really been impressed with Lannon playing that hero. A lot of people tried to play it in this tournament, it just never really
Radiant structures are fortified.
Lands, they've got the air spike to follow it up. Icarus dive coming through with the Hex. They have the control. They'll get the kill on Anisha, take out the Monkey King, and the rotations again this game from IG are plenty. Game 1 they were perfect, and in Game 2 they continue to work that way. 5-1 in favor of IG. They may not be CSing as well as Secret, but they're moving around the map and making their lanes pretty hard.
Yeah, and this kill is gonna give Voids a good chance to catch up on net worth. Monkey King really wants to dominate this lane. Just being 500 gold ahead is really not what you're looking for when you're the Monkey King. Die.
They've got damage on Evo, and they're looking for an Aether ending. Oh, it's on the Monkey King! They're gonna try again. Once again, he just got back alive. Now the strike is out. Crotch the G for the double damage. It's not gonna be enough here for Evo. They get the kill onto the Void Spirit, and they might even turn this on a Fly. Had the control for a moment, but it didn't last long enough, and now they're trying to turn this around onto the Phantom Lancer. He is in so much trouble. One shot from dead, and Nisha comes away on top. That is a big mistake from IG.
Yeah, and well calculated by Nisha too. Like, he survived with like 150 health. He caught him off of Corona that he just picked up in base. Wonderful pickup. Oh, he got the courier too. Double kill.
Got the courier with the God's Rebuke.
Get out.
That's one of ours.
Shoving it right in his face. Well done, and JT sitting comfortably at the top of the net worth here. Fly by again. If they drop
Really going
so bad for them. Can't do.
A proc, he can't go anywhere. He's gone.
Dyer's top tower
That is
is
so
under
bad
attack.
for him. Dying back to back on your win condition. That must feel
Dyer's
terrible.
structures are fortified.
Now no TP to go to any lane. Ooh, the walk of shame is real.
Radiant's
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
tower is
The
under
weight
attack.
now is heavily
Dyer's top
pressed on
tower
the back
is
of
under
JT.
attack.
He's having the best game so
Dyer's
far
top
for
tower
them,
is
and
falling.
he needs to continue to do so. They've got the stun, they'll have the Aether Remnant, they lock up Puppy, but there's the Aurora, the Hex comes out from Beast Fans with the Aether Shock being used here onto Emo. Got the Shackle, they'll have the control, they'll get the kill on the Spirit. IG just playing their hand a little bit too early, and with the rotations from Secret, they're able to absorb the onslaught from IG and come out ahead.
Yeah, Secret is outplaying them right now. They're just outspeeding them, outmaneuvering them, and IG doesn't really seem to be able to
Dyer's
deal with that
middle
just
tower
yet.
is under
They
attack.
keep diving towers when they should.
Radiant's bottom
And
tower
Secret's just
is
too
under
fast right
attack.
now. Ollie very low.
Ollie.
Easy bounce.
Have that hawk, they have the vision, they get the kill.
And they get the mid tower as well. Shaman was
Dyer's
dropped, mid
middle
tower
tower
gone,
has
top
fallen.
tower gone. Map for your Weaver, and
Radiant's
Monkey
bottom
wide
tower
open.
is under attack.
And we actually see him go for
Dyer's
Radiant.
structures
I
are
spoke about
fortified.
Maelstrom as well as Battle Fury, but Radiant is a pretty damn good answer as well. Getting a little bit of that burning.
Oh no, Fly he needs to be careful. He cannot die again. I mean, the
Radiant's
map is
bottom
already
tower
getting
is under
pretty
attack.
tight for him. This is really just, it's really turned on its head for IG.
Yeah, and they don't really have much tower damage. At least
Radiant's
JT is
bottom
uncontested,
tower
getting
is
one
falling.
tower, maximizing into Yules. But Phantom that's it. He's getting very pressured. He'll start, or he'll have to start move towards the bottom side of the map.
Restore
Pumps triangle, pumps lane.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Right
attack.
now, and Jingu, this is all to get a bounty rune, and now he's trying to bottle sit and stay alive. It's the trees. So all of a sudden he's got a stun. This is a spear under the tower. Nobody able to rotate though to help out. That could have been a massive play inside. He's getting a kill on the Kaka while all this is happening. I mean, he's in the triangle getting a solo kill. IG just not reacting there, and it cost them.
Yeah, easy with the raw. I've never really understood the interaction between Mars Arena and trees. Like, he dropped the arena and then 1 second later the trees get destroyed. It was a pretty wonky interaction, but helps him survive.
Build time.
Not a pause. Okay, lead now
Got
for Secret.
ourselves
Good.
Yeah, it's really just kind of opened up for Secret, and the panel was talking about the pacing need for Secret to really make sure that IG don't find much from this game, and they're doing exactly that. They're playing fast, they're playing loose, and they're getting away with it. I think the big turnaround is, of course, that fight up towards top where they tried to go in onto Nisha again as he had died over mid TP top, and well, they didn't kill him, and that's the big.
My prayers are answered. My prayers are answered.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant are scanning. Dire are scanning. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
You have my thanks. Double damage!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortune's changed.
Stick to the side,
Radiant are scanning.
Excellent.
Ну, тут надо что-то, я не знаю, придумывать. Так играть нельзя. Это просто пошаговая стратегия. Это не...
Una complicación muy grande. yo noto, estamos en el lobby y noto algunos tirones.
Sí, sí.
Si esto lo están notando ellos,
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Down are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Radiant.
Regeneration.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's courier has been killed. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Invisibility.
Radiant's bottom tower is under Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What has changed?
Tribute to my house.
Igual logra empatar o asimilar mucha más cantidad de kills en el equipo de INVICTUS. Un kill nada más de diferencia, sale muy bien. Y lo que sigo diciendo, NECA, me preocupa mucho este Phantom Lancer. Claro. Todo lo que lleva ya, esto ya es un crecimiento bastante óptimo. Fíjate que se encuentra en la primera posición de valor neto, llevándole alrededor de 1300 al Monkey King.
Esta teamfight ha sido un absoluto desastre para Secret y cuanto más se detenga el ritmo que llevaban, pues más favorable para INVICTUS Gaming va a ser, ¿no? La muerte de esa Weaver, que estaba a punto de la BKB, es un jarro de agua fría con hielos, porque la Monkey, que iba también a por ese Aghanim, estaba relativamente cerca, 1600, pues con estas muertes se queda más atrás. Y todo esto ha sido oro y oro para el PL. Así que INVICTUS Gaming ahora mismo muy contento. Una tiza que ha salido perfecta, solo se llamaba Papi. Y quizás sea el que menos importancia tiene a la hora de morir.
Sí, realmente por el tema de support, ¿no? Entonces,
claro.
4 bajas importantísimas. Las gráficas también. Fíjate cómo empieza a decaer de 6 a prácticamente 2000 nada más para el equipo de Secret. Sí le está llevando todavía, pero la experiencia igual empieza a caer bastante, hasta alrededor de unos 5800 más o menos. Se nota la ventaja que sacó ahí en esa teamfight del equipo de INVICTUS Gaming. La presión en la parte de abajo, Nisha, cuidado que está en la parte del high ground, en el arbolito. Está muy cerca también en Marcia, se revela con esa invisibilidad. Emo bastante cerca, ya se da cuenta. Nisha es un árbol, mejor dicho, es un ward prácticamente, dando la información necesaria. Y lo interesante es que todavía no le interesa si es que va a venir a defender la parte de abajo.
No parece que lo quiera defender, tampoco sé si merece la pena. Ha llegado la BKB de Weaver, me refiero que tienen que llegar esos objetos para la próxima teamfight, y yo creo que también ese Aghanim, que está a su vez ralentizando la llegada de la BKB, van a ser necesarios, porque estamos viendo como el Lion de Kaka, siempre con las púas terrenales, con esos F-Spikes, están controlando perfectamente el combate, ¿no? Y para eso no hay otra que la BKB, amigo.
Sí, a ver qué pasa. Secret bastante cerca también. Se viene con todo. Earthspike lanzado. BKB que se prende parte Patúa Man. Doppelganger retrocede nada más. Ahí Fly. Cuidado con el objetivo. Tranquilo, corre de campeón. Corre de pobrecito. Lanza Midcoil también. Se escapa tranquilo. Fly. También está bastante cerca. T con ese codiceo. No hay Blink Dagger aún. Eso es lo que complica un poco el posicionamiento también.
Hay dos builds de objetos, dos builds tradicionales. Está la de Daga, o está la de Eus. En este caso, el problema con la Weaver es que creo que si haces daga, la Weaver igual se te escapa con su Kushi. En cambio, con el Eul Scepter lo puedes cazar antes, además que tiene muy buen combo con el propio Spirit, que también tiene su propio Eul Scepter, pero que con el remanente pues ahí sincronizarte y hacer el stun lock que se llama, ¿no? Que es un CC tras otro para que no pueda hacer nada la Weaver, ni siquiera activar la BKB. Entonces yo lo puedo entender, sobre todo porque seguramente será Lion el que acaba haciéndose la daga y sea el iniciador en ese sentido, frente que al Mars, que lo que va a hacer es ir de pecho e intentar coger al que cace por delante, ¿no? Que puede que venga después, ¿no? Pero por lo que veo también quiere irse a hacer la Desolator y entiendo que la daga puede llegar bastante tarde. Aún así, pues ya lo hemos visto, ¿no? La teamfight les ha salido genial cuando cazan a la Weaver y ahora han hecho un disengage que yo no sé cómo ha corrido tanto SPL, porque me da la impresión que gastaba el Phantom Rush, pero sin haber un objetivo, ¿no? No sé cómo ha sido, pero ha sido perfecto para Invictus Gaming.
Y ya tiene River en su poder, el Phantom Lancer. Trabaja nada más unos 800 de oro para completar ya la Hero of Terras. Y aquí es cuando se complica para Secret. Aquí es cuando, ¿cómo vas a lidiar con las copias? Una cantidad brutal de HP. Tiene que ser preciso el Primal Roar, darle el focus. Tienes Burst Damage de parte del Air Shock, pero hasta ahí no más. No hay una... Tienes un Figure of Death para eliminarlo de forma rápida. Tal vez el Rackrick de parte de Nisha puede resolver. Tiene que ser preciso ahora mismo. Equipo de Secret está a nada Phantom Lancer de tener ya esta Heart of the Rust. Con ese campo de intención, creo que ya lo tiene.
Acabo de ver también otro objeto muy bueno. Madre mía, buen speed con Aghanim. Iba a decir objeto bueno en Beastmaster, que es la Crimson. Con la Crimson aguantas prácticamente el daño de las copias de SPL, con lo cual a la hora de lo defensivo de Secret están bastante preparados. Van a conseguir este Rosan con Aegis y queso a priori, salvo que llegue justo en el momento preciso. No, ya lo tiene todo Nisha. Se puede salvar, aunque podría haber una iniciación de GT. No, se hacen la escapada, toca retirada. Lo hacen limpiamente y perfecto.
Sí, al menos logra sacar el segundo Roshan. Creo que los chicos de Secret ahora mismo a su poder. Tienes ya el queso, trabaja Nisha también en KB.
要想进攻，这个妮塔想杀真猴子，龙心火，他在判断哪个是真身。
Что там не хватит просто урона на него стартового, реально не хватит, у него 300.
Вона убили, поляна накрыв... Нет, отменяет. Убил большого некротча. Палка пошла.
No lo llega a cantar, no lo llega a tirar, está intentando acabar con el huevo, no sé si va a tomar sin cantarlo, lo destrozan el Supernova Tamiti, bajísimo de vida, explota en manos de Nisha Yazor, en serios problemas, golpeado por Fly, pero fíjate cómo aguantaba gracias a ese Crimson del señor Zay, al final la cifra falló más que positiva, y ahora serios problemas en PL, aunque serios problemas se metía porque tiene un corazón de Alaska, que aguanta con un auténtico dios, seguimos iniciándolos a todos con ese Aghanim y con ese pulso, con Matumba Man, tiene que tirar Time Dash para hacer Nisha y a ver si consiguen el bastonazo esquivado perfectamente por el Doppelganger. Ahora vuelve otra vez Emo para meterse con ese Dissimulate, los está golpeando Nisha, viene cargado, ahora viene Bungos Coman, fíjate si ha tardado, pero se consiguen sacar todos. Yo veo aquí solo unos bonitas diapositivas, me da una rabia tremenda, espero que los jugadores estén viendo todo un poquito más chulito. Matuma va buscando ahora mismo a Emo con ese Subushi, se tiene otra vez el Dissimulate, sin Chikaman, Nisha está nada de vida, no sé cómo demonios está aguantando el jugador gracias a otra vez a la Crimson Guard del señor Tai, otro Doppelganger más, por favor que encuentren al auténtico Fly, que se va a tratar escapar, pero viene Kaka que buena hemos otra vez a entrar con esa idas y venidas por parte de Boyespi, aparece también el señor Oli levantando con el están serios problemas, tiene que tirar esas hachas para hacer daño rápido, dice que retirada, lo levanta, no se puede escapar con ese Center, va a acabar muriendo también, son 4 muertes las que suben al marcador, más el Aegis, tremenda teamfight, papá, de Invictus Gaming.
Muchísimas gracias, señora profesora, le dice el equipo de Invictus Gaming tan linda diapositiva, Dios mío, 4 más del equipo de Secret, y ahora sí se va a realizar una estructura, hay Virus de parte de Nisha, Virus también de parte de Papi, pero falta ese lockdown de parte de Master, el Pareman Roar, y a una línea que se lleva el equipo de Invictus Gaming. El crecimiento, habíamos comentado constantemente, si es que el equipo de Secret no sofoca, si es que suelta la rienda, es un Phantom Lancer que se va a disparar y ahí está tal cual.
Totalmente, es inmortal ahora mismo. Fly también lo ha hecho genial, qué jugadorazo es, cómo entraba y salía completamente, dejando con los paros astrales, con los dissimulates, con los silencios del pulso resonante. Es que no permitía a veces hacer uso de habilidades y en otros momentos era intocable completamente. Si a eso añades un PL que está también con el doppelganger arriba y abajo, dos cores muy difíciles de matar con, si no hay un lockdown, como decías tú, un control bastante fuerte, ¿no? Y eso, si ha muerto Yasor, pues es que no lo tienen salvo. El problema es Roland, que es una ultimate, que al final también tiene un cooldown de 80 segundos. No puedes depender de eso para matar a dos cores con mucha movilidad. No sé si ahí también ha habido un problema de draft. Han acabado... Bueno, no sé tampoco si es fallo de sí, simplemente virtud de Invictus Gaming. Y oye, que está jugando a las mil maravillas.
La combinación de la cara, muere nuevamente, parte está tras cuerda, pobrecito, Evolution nada más que entrando el forward time, mientras tanto ahí en la parte del high ground, reivindicando nada más a este señor, pero va finalmente, trae Marrón en toda la cara, también atrapadísimo, Mars, no puede hacer mucho lamentablemente, BKB que se prende, super también que está a punto de explotar, atención, cuidado que se mueve la BKB, cuidado con este Weaver, logra retenerlo con el zoom, tuvo mal, quiere seguir reivindicando, pero escapa, caca tranquilamente, y ahí está, mandan al cementerio ahí también, Fly, ya lo tienes controlando Phantom Lancer, no quiere gastar absoluto, y eso, el equipo de Invictus Gaming lo está dando, aparentemente quiere irse a la final contra el equipo de Evil Geniuses.
No, recuerda que primero tiene que ganar a PSG LGD, que cuidado que la final, efectivamente, le espera a su compatriota PSG LGD, que no va a ser moco de pavo, el duelo también chino en esa final del lower bracket, y aún así sí, lo veo complicado, sinceramente, Julio. No quiero ser aquí agorero, Dota China, tu strong.
Sí, lo que pasa es que no actualicé la página de Wikipedia.
Explotado completamente, caga iniciando perfecto desde después de levantarnos a todos. No va a poder hacer nada la Weaver de Matuma en el finlandés, que lo acaban de matar a base y poco puede hacer tampoco. Papi se le acaba ese burro de Time, está invisible, pero yo creo que está quieto y lo están ahora sí viendo. El Wukong Command de Nisha, que ya quiere más bien salirse más que quedarse. Caca de nuevo ralentizándolo para que no se mueva. Doppelganger infinito, madre mía la cantidad de copias. Esto es imposible por parte de Sivir para pararlo. Intenta bastonado de Nisha hacer algo, es que solamente desaparece ya, como tiene varios para él. Vemos que consigue de nuevo con ese silencio de vídeo. GG Secret, victoria de Invictus Gaming 2-0. Va a haber una final del lower bracket, duelo.
Dios mío, impresionantemente lo que ha hecho el equipo de Invictus Gaming. Era una batalla contra reloj, lo habíamos dicho, lo estaba haciendo muy bien el equipo de Secret, reagrupándose, tomando objetivos. Desde que apareció, no sé, creo que se distrajeron o perdieron la focalización desde el lag y